So, you want to enjoy everything our amazing state of Idaho has to offer, and you want to do it with your dog by your side? You're in the right place. Getting the right training is what opens up all those doors. From casual walks along the greenbelt to big hikes up in the mountains, we're going to show you exactly how to find it. Here's our plan for today. We've got 5 simple steps. First, we'll figure out your goals. Then, we'll look at what makes a trainer great. After that, we'll cover the key questions you need to ask, talk about costs, and finally, we'll wrap up by focusing on what makes training a dog right here in Idaho unique. All right, let's get started. Before you even begin searching for a trainer, the most important thing you can do is get really clear on what you actually need help with. So, what is your number one priority? Is it just getting the basics down, like sit and stay? Or maybe you have a new puppy that needs help with socialization. It could also be something a little more specific, like pulling on the leash, or even something unique to living here, like teaching your dog to ignore deer or other wildlife. Nailing this down first makes everything else so much easier. Next up, you got to think about the style of training that's going to fit your life. You know, group classes are fantastic for general manners and getting your dog used to being around others. But if you have a specific issue, like fearfulness, private lessons are going to give you that one-on-one attention. And of course, in-home training is perfect for stuff that only happens at home, like barking at the door. Okay, so you know what you want to work on. The next step is finding the right person for the job. Let's talk about how to spot a qualified professional who uses training methods that are both effective and kind to your dog. You're going to hear the term positive reinforcement a lot, and for good reason. It's really the foundation of modern effective training. The whole idea is simple. You reward the behavior you want to see more of. This works so well, and it does something else too. It builds a really strong, trusting relationship with your dog. It actually makes learning fun for them. Now, this is a big one. Here in Idaho, the dog training industry isn't regulated. That means pretty much anyone can say they're a dog trainer. That's why you want to look for certifications like these. They're your proof that a trainer has actually invested in their education and passed some pretty tough exams. And for more complex stuff, a credential like the CBCC-KA is what you're looking for. Okay, so you've figured out what you need and you know what kind of credentials to look for. Now, let's get you ready with a checklist of questions for when you actually start talking to trainers. Having these 5 questions in your back pocket is going to make this process feel way less overwhelming. You're listening for answers about positive methods and their specific certifications, but pay special attention to number 3, how they'll adapt the plan for living here in Idaho. That's how you can tell you found a real local pro. All right, let's get down to the practical side of things. Let's talk about what you can expect to invest in your dog's training and how the different options stack up. So here's a general look at the costs for dog training in Idaho for 2025. As you can see, there's a pretty big range. Group classes are usually the most affordable way to get started. On the other end, you have something like a board and train program, which is a much bigger investment. And keep in mind, these prices can definitely change depending on if you're in a city like Boise or a more rural area. So which one do you pick? Well, it really just comes down to your dog. If your dog is really nervous or gets worked up around others, the one-on-one attention you get in private lessons is probably the way to go. But for just general good manners and learning how to focus with other dogs around, group classes are an awesome, budget-friendly choice. We've gone over a lot, so for this last part, let's bring it all back home and talk about what it really takes to be successful with your dog right here in Idaho. Living here with a dog is amazing, but it does come with a few unique things to think about. Leash laws can change from one town to the next. Having a rock-solid recall, where your dog comes back every time you call, is absolutely essential for enjoying our trails safely. And teaching your dog to leave wildlife and livestock alone, well, that's just a non-negotiable safety skill for every dog owner here. And honestly, that is not an exaggeration at all. In a state with so much open space and wilderness, a dog that comes back to you instantly, no matter what's going on, that dog isn't just well-behaved, it's safe. It might be one of the most important things you ever teach them. When it comes down to it, this is what it's all about. All the effort you put into training pays you back over and over again. It means you can include your dog in more parts of your life, making every hike, every trip to a dog-friendly patio, and every single day better. So good luck with your search. A well-behaved dog really is such a joy to have around. Whether you're just relaxing at home, hitting the trails, or spending time around town with your friends, family, and neighbors.